I didn't stab her 37 times. I didn't even know her.
Pretty much.
Did I tell you guys that I stayed in a murder house that where Ashton Kutcher's ex-girlfriend died?
No, you didn't tell me that you went to that house. That's
Yeah.
wild.
You guys know about that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so get this. When we were out there only in September of last year, my boyfriend was like filming something and we were staying in this Airbnb that company booked for us, so we didn't like pick it out. Not to say that if we did pick it out, I would have researched it anyway. But we got there. As soon as we get there, I like can't sleep. I feel like it's haunted. It's super eerie in here, and I thought he was just being overreacting. Like, just telling me.
Yo.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're overreacting. Like, literally not a big deal. Like, whatever. So time passes the first week, and like, it's eerie at night, but like we ignore it. And then we find like in the kitchen. You guys have seen Parasite, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know in Parasite, there's like that hidden door where they live underground and stuff. So in the fucking kitchen of this house, if you press like the cupboard where the cups are, there's like a hidden door and it goes down to a basement that looks just like that from
Nope.
Parasite.
I'm out.
No, seriously.
Yeah. So that happened also. That also happened the first night, and I was like, "This is terrifying." So whatever. A week we're supposed to be staying in this Airbnb for 2 weeks. The first week goes by. We had threw like a party at the house for like a birthday party and all this stuff. And then one night when my boyfriend's gone, it's like midnight, and I text him and I'm like, Yoshi is barking at like the air right now, and it's freaking me the fuck out. And I never get freaked out at all. And I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm high, but I'm literally gonna take Yoshi, and I just drove away from the house.
Damn.
And I went to In-N-Out. Keep in mind, this is all before I have any idea there's ever been a murder here. Okay, so keep this in mind. This is all just a fucking normal house at this point to us.
Oh, wow.
So then I'm like shaking. I'm like in a parking lot. I go to In-N-Out. I like eat a burger in my car, and then I'm like
terrified. Eats burger.
Literally, I have like Yoshi in the passenger seat. He's like, I'm trying to go to bed, mom, and I'm like, I'm like shaking. And then finally, after like time passes, I'm like, okay, I have to go back. Like I need to go to bed. Like it's getting late. So I suffer. I go to bed. Everything's fine, obviously. So then the next day after that, I go to the fucking dog park, which is directly across the street from this house, okay? And every time I walk out of the house, like the people at the dog park can barely clearly see you because it's just like just super close and directly across. So I see a guy there who's seen me before, and he lets me in the park because you need a key normally. So I start talking to him. He's like this cute guy, like gay guy, like super fun and like nice. So then this other guy comes in, and he's another guy that I've seen, and he brought his pit bull, and he asked me, he goes, "Oh, did you guys just move in?" And I was like, "No, we're just staying here for a little bit." And then he goes, "Oh, you know what happened in that house 20 years ago, right?" And like just ominously like that. And I'm like, "No, like don't." Yeah, and like literally, it's like tumbleweed going by, like an eerie ass park. And I was like, don't say that because I've been tripping out. Like it's been like really just weird vibes in there. And like he's like, yeah, there was a murder there 20 years ago. And then he literally, I swear on my fucking life, he was there for 2 minutes, you guys. He's usually there for like 20 minutes because I notice him all the time there. He's always there with his dog. He literally calls his dog, latches it, and goes, yeah, but I don't really know the story, and then leaves the fucking park. And I was like,
out he was a ghost.
yeah, I was like, and then I look at the other guy, and I'm like, oh my god, that was weird, right? And then he lashes his dog, and he goes, oh yeah, but usually at least ghosts are friendly. And then he leaves the park.
Wait,
and I'm
what?
like, yes, yeah, I literally, I'm not making this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. I was standing there too with Yoshi, and I was just like, oh my, this is like I'm living in a movie right now. Like it just felt like a scary movie. So at this point, it's like 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Kenny's gone filming still. And I text him, and so I at this point I have not confirmed that this is a real story, right? I don't know for a fact there's a murder here. I don't know the content. I don't even know what the murder was. It gets literally worse, you guys. So then I get into the fucking house, and then I Google the address of where we're staring at, and then all that happens is a plethora of articles, and the first headline is "Murder House." and it's literally
Oh my god.
Ashton Kutcher's ex-girlfriend, who's a 23-year-old blonde girl, me, a 23-year-old blonde girl, got murdered by the neighbor
Oh.
that lived behind them. She was stabbed to death by this neighbor who she knew. So I forgot to mention, when I'm talking to that fucking sketchy guy at the park who told me that this was a murder house, I then stupidly explained to him that there's this weird sketchy door that like has no windows and it goes underground. And he goes, no, I'm sorry. He asked me, is there any windows in that room? And I say, no. And then he lashes his dog and leaves. So at this point, I'm shaking. I have my phone in my hand. I'm sitting on the couch just reading the articles of how this woman was like brutally murdered in the house. And guess fucking what? The location in which she was murdered was the exact location that Yoshi was barking at 2 nights prior, which made me leave the house because I was getting freaked out.
Oh my
So
god.
Yo, this is a movie.
in the place before we knew this was a murder house, they were all like Woody Allen books, and I kept saying, "Oh my god, I wonder if someone in show business lives here." And then this house, by the way, was just purchased for the first time in 20 years, like a year ago. So it's been off the market for that long because everyone knows they did not disclose this on Airbnb or tell anybody. I text my boyfriend while he's gone, and I'm like, "There's a fucking murder here." I show him the articles, and he's like, "Leave now." He's like, "Pack up all your shit and leave now." So I literally am like shaking on the phone. I don't even want to call my sister's calling me, and I don't even want to say the story out loud because I feel like the girl's spirit is like in the house and she's gonna hear me. So I'm like shaking. I'm like, "Maddie, I can't say it right now." So I get in the car because I'm too scared to say it out loud right now because I feel like something crazy is gonna happen. So I like pack up everything. I book a hotel like a few 15 minutes away, and then we never went back. We went back once, I think, actually, to get like the rest of the shit that we had.
That was fucking wild.
What an
Isn't it?
yeah, that's creepy as hell. What a coincidence.
It was insane.